Writing is one of the very few skills that can help change your life entirely. And this, I'm not saying because it's a good habit. No, not at all. I'm saying this with my own experience of writing. It's been 365 days and I have not missed a single day without writing something. And trust me, it has changed the game entirely. The person I was 1 year before and I am today in terms of self-reflection, my own inner thoughts, the way I see the world, the way I work, my attitude towards things, everything has changed drastically. And I agree, this was not a one-time thing. It was not like out of the blue I came one day and I started writing very well. It was a continuous process. It's a slow journey, and considering the world we live in currently, wherein we are bound to always scroll social media to get that constant hit or boost, we can say, writing is something very much boring and slow, and I think that's the beauty of it. That's how you get to spend time with yourself, understanding your thoughts, processing them the right way, and reflecting them, putting them all on paper, right? When I began writing, I was very much confused in life. I had no idea what I would do with my career, where I would go to, and how would I build my entire career. There was so many confusions and inner conflicts. I literally had no idea. I was just a person who was just exploring things, and I was considering that I'm very late, right? Someone is going for a job, someone is going for their higher education, and here I am, all confused about what to do with my life, what to do with the rest of my life, how to understand a purpose, get a purpose in life, to come out of those inner conflicts, to be able to express myself without letting others judge me. I chose to write them all on the sheet of paper, and that's how I began with journaling, writing every day, documenting my life. If you see, check out my LinkedIn. Rarely do I skip days when I'm not writing. It's mostly when it's a Sunday or when I'm out on a vacation or something like that. But other than that, I make sure to write every day. And it is not like if you're writing every day, you will have to post that. Not at all. If you like writing, just go ahead and dump your thoughts on the sheet of paper. You will love yourself for doing that. You will gain so much clarity in doing things, because the moment I started, putting out what all was going within me, I started getting clarity on the things which were holding me back. Most often it was like my mindset around money. I had so many mind blocks wherein I would think that money is not available in so much amount, that not all of us can earn so much well, and this and that, which were eventually broken when I started writing and understanding that no, it's not a zero-sum game, it's a positive-sum game. All I need to do is figure out a plan, make a clear and strong offer, and build an audience who would really like me, genuinely like me for my content and my work, and they will support me no matter what. That's what was my motive behind writing daily. And I chose the platform as LinkedIn because I'm a long form writer. Twitter is a platform wherein we can write, but I consider, like, for me, being able to express so much within that less words was not much my cup of tea. So I went ahead to LinkedIn and I began documenting my journey, learning from my failures, sharing my wins, my lows, my stages of my experiences and all of that. And the audience, they were just so good. They supported me at every point. I started building my own community, and it has changed my life for real. Now the question that would arise in your mind is, why or where to start from? Firstly, you need to find an intact reason, right? It's good to have a purpose in mind, and if not, that's still fine. All you need to do is to dump your thoughts in the right way. See, there are few things which it helps me with. One is, writing helps me with recalling things. Yes, because if I have a power-packed week ahead, if I know I have to juggle between various tasks, I will write them down very well, and I will schedule my calendar so that it stays intact, and it keeps reminding me. I will not have to keep my head aligned that okay, at this point of time I have to do this and that and this and that. No, after that I'll just follow the routine that I have set up, and I am very clear about how I'm going to head this up, and that's it. Because most often what happens is that we become so much occupied with work that we stop observing and taking a pause and understanding how or where we are heading to. That leads to some of the confusions and conflicts within. The next thing it does is writing helps me keep in check. Yes, it helps me understand why am I disagreeing with things, why am I feeling unhappy at times, why does some kind of anxiety hit in, why do I react differently to certain situations, why would I do something for the sake of it, right? So it helps me gain so much clarity over it, and I do not blindly follow the things which others are following. Now I get a reason. I at least stay curious and try to learn about why am I doing what am I doing in order to be heading towards the right direction. And that feels so good, because being lost while doing what you want to do just feels so much unfulfilling and unsatisfactory, and I just cannot take that. I want to be satisfied with whatever I do, and I know it will not always be perfect, but at least I am putting in my all, and that's what matters the most, right? Writing helps me share my thoughts. That's because in the world we live in, there are not many people who are ready to hear you. There are people who are ready to speak up to you, to share their own thoughts, who want to just tell and not want to hear. That's when the sheet of paper comes into play, who is always ready to hear whatever you have to say without any judgments, without interrupting, without judging you, right? And not giving you any opinions. Because whenever our mind is loaded with things and we are overthinking a lot, we just need to dump our thoughts the right way. That's what helps us in gaining clarity, and we do not want any opinions on it or any feedback on it, right? So I think that sheet of paper just does that justice. Sometimes I write on my laptop, or sometimes I'll just be writing on my journal. Whatever way works fine, but I make sure that I dump each of the thoughts going on in my mind, and then I ask myself, why is this happening? Why am I thinking like this? I try to go to the root cause of it, and it helps me clear up so much of the confusion within. And the next thing is, writing is rewarding. Yes, I can claim this very well, because once I started writing on LinkedIn, what happened is that I started gaining clarity about what I'm doing in life, why am I heading this way, and there are so many like me who are already confused in life and are figuring it out. So basically, in order to do something, it's not like we have to have it all figured out and then do things. No, we can be unclear and yet take baby steps every day in order to get better at it and work at it. So that's what helped me, and eventually I started getting speaking invites, ghostwriting opportunities, and eventually I upskilled myself. So it helped me in numerous ways. But at the core of it, what I do is I write my heart out. I make sure that I express all of that is within me in a way that convinces my audience, or at least has something for them to take away. There is some value attached to it. So that's my core focus whenever I'm writing every day. It's not about that on the first day itself you will have 1,000 words to express. No, it will take time. Taking baby steps is the best, because you are eventually learning, and what works out for you, what not. You will keep changing different apps. That's good. The simplest way that works for me is to have one document, and in that I just dump my thoughts. And whenever I just scroll up and see those, I just feel so good thinking about that. So many things were going on within me, but I was able to express those, and I was able to contemplate on them, work on them, and eventually find out why it went the way it went. So that helps me collect my thoughts and work on them. The next thing you would ask me is, how do I get started? So here is a 7-step breakdown for you to begin writing, with very clear identification of why or in what way you need to do it, so that you are not doing it just for the sake of it and just because everyone is writing around. No. You have to have your own purpose for it. So first, set a goal. It could be as small as just having an idea that I want to write a book in the near future, or let's say I want to publish a magazine, or I want to get hired somewhere, write very good cover letters, or it could be anything, right? Whatever works for you. Just have a clear goal in mind. Just write that down somewhere. It's not like you have to be very clear with it, but at least have a sense of it, right? Having a goal in mind is good, because then you will be able to write in that direction and be able to hone your skills in that direction. I wanted to write because I wanted to become a ghostwriter and get better at copywriting. And what better than expressing your own emotions in a way that you get to hone your skills around copywriting. So it helped me a lot. So yes, you could have any kind of goal in your mind, or let's say it could be as simple as manifesting to talk on the TEDx stage. And that's when when you are able to write better, you are able to speak better on the stage. So I think it works both ways. If you are able to write better, you will be able to speak on the stage well. So set yourself for that, start today, and you will just love yourself for that. 2. Read and study more. Yes, people who are able to write more are the people who read more and study more. They are good at researching, they are always curious to know things, and are always open to growth. So I think I learned this thing from Austin Kleon's book Steal Like an Artist, which says that you can steal like an artist, and it's not actually stealing, because at the end you are taking just an inspiration, that too in a clever way. So if you happen to read that book, or if you have read that, I know you would be understanding what I am trying to say, that it's better to take inspirations from someone who has done already better than you, or at least take 4 or 5 people and take away whatever looks good to you. If you take inspiration from 5 people and combine all of them into one, you are not copying, but basically you are creating your own style, and that's how you can make it better. So yes, you can steal the writing techniques from people who are already writing better than you. Maybe go on LinkedIn and see people who are writing very well and understand or observe the pattern in which they are writing. Once you get into that habit of understanding why and in what way to write, so that even I feel better and I am able to express better, or maybe I can utilize it to document my journey. Yes, you can document your journey on LinkedIn or on Twitter, on Instagram, in whatever way that suits you. But at the core of it, what works is your ability to write. 3. Set a daily reminder to write. Yes, have some time allocated just for writing. It could be as simple as setting a reminder that before going to the bed every night, I will write just 1 or 2 pages, or I'll just reflect on whatever I did throughout the day, or I'll just manage or understand things for the next day. So in this way, you will not skip on writing, and it will not seem like a task to you, rather something like wherein you're venting your thoughts or your emotions in the right way, and you're not bottling them up, right? So this works as a great way for me, because before sleeping, I make sure I dump my thoughts on a sheet of paper, or else I'll just sleep with those and I'll just keep overthinking before I get to sleep, right? So I think this would work for you as well. But there are also people who wake up and then dump their thoughts and then begin their day with some fresh and new ones. Whatever works for you, go ahead with that. But having time set for writing every day just helps you keep at it, and it doesn't seem like a task to you, because you know this is the time that you need to do it. And number 4, pick an app and stick to it. See, if I'm writing on my laptop, Word works the best for me, but if on my phone, I just have one notes app in which I'll just dump all of it if I want to. Most often I write on my laptop so that I'm not distracted by app notifications. I'll just turn off the Wi-Fi and then I'll just go ahead and type all of that I want to. And the best thing that works is, of course, writing with a pen on your journal. That works amazing, because in this way you are reflecting purely your thoughts on the sheet of paper without giving in anything or having any bias towards it. So in any way, at the end, writing is therapeutic. The next best thing you can do is to take notes throughout the day. Let's say you went to the supermarket or you were in the shower and you get a good idea. What do? Do you take your phone there? No. At least if you're in the shower, of course you will have to get out and then write that down. But if you're in the supermarket, you can just note down whatever idea came into your mind, because once you get into that habit of writing, everything is like something which you wish to share with your diary. So everything is just content for you, or everything boils down in a way that you wish to express it and write it. So I think that's a positive thing in a way, because in this way you are processing things the right way and not keeping them all within. You are being mindful about the moments and not always being or overthinking about things. So this has worked for me very well. I make sure that I keep noting down or have a small diary with me wherein I'll just keep noting the thoughts that come into my mind, and when I'll write them, all of them down, I'll just include that, and because I know the context of it, I will be able to express and define it all very well. Number 6, set the bar low. Yes, you do not need to write 1,000 words or 10,000 words every day. You can start with as small as writing just 10 lines every day, and eventually it could totally depend upon how your mood is, whether you want to write more, whether you have more things to express. It totally depends on you. What matters most is that you are developing that habit and sticking to it and staying consistent with that. That will help you evolve as a person, and when you will see yourself after 1 year, you will just feel so grateful for the writing habit you are developing, because you will be changing as a person for sure. This is for sure. And the final one, remove the distractions, and you just need 30 minutes of undisturbed time. Turn off your Wi-Fi, maybe lower the lights, and then just focus on dumping your thoughts, just writing all whatever is coming within you. After some span of time, if you actually wish to write a book, you will be getting ideas you don't know from anywhere. Now if I get to write every day, I know I will be having some content to write no matter what I'm doing, no matter where I'm heading to. But the best part is that I never fall out of content ideas now, because everything I see around helps me get different perspectives, different ideas, and that never leaves me short on ideas, and it eventually helps me get content for my LinkedIn every day. I am able to write better there, and I'm eventually thinking of also writing on Twitter or X. Do let me know whether I should begin that, and if you are already doing that, how do you do that, because I need to get better at it. But what matters more to me is that I am writing every day, and it shows me that I am progressing every day. I am working on me, I am gaining clarity over my thoughts and not just letting things be. Going with the flow is a different thing, and having an eye for growth is a different one. So I choose the growth part. Everyone can write for a day or two or at least 1 month, but there are very few people who consistently stick to it for years. And if you do that, you will be unstoppable, because you know that where you are heading to, you are working on yourself, you are gaining clarity of all that is in your head, because it all begins from your head. It all begins from your own thoughts and implications of things. So the moment you start challenging your own thought patterns and breaking them, you are creating new structures wherein you will be having new patterns to learn, to grow, and to work on them. So that's it for today's video. If you found something that helped you out of this, or if you got some takeaways, make sure you mention them in the comments, and share this with a friend who will be benefiting out of this. Thank you so much for watching Read with Ayushi.